Got it.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Thursday morning business chat. And so good to spend this time together with you on Thursday, February 9th. And, today's topic, we kind of want to carry forth. I think that Connie Lucas and Harris Williams did such a great job on Monday evening. And if you didn't get to hear that call, it's available for replay in Facebook and in our YouTube channel, Live Younger Facebook, Live Younger YouTube. But talking about looking for leaders and tap rooting, that we thought it'd be a productive conversation to carry forward with you. And to kind of kick it off, I wanted to share some of my own personal experience. 30 plus years full-time in the industry. Took me a couple of years to figure out what I was doing. Once I figured it out, it started working better. It's like anything, you got to put your time in. There's a philosophy and a theory out there about 10,000 hours. And I put in my 10,000 hours over and over again. But the first 1,000 or two, I didn't have such streaming success. My first year wasn't fully successful, but I learned a lot. My second year, I started doing more things right than wrong. In my third year, I was on my way. But, one of the things I found out is all no's are equal, but all yeses are not. So this is a business of persistence and consistency. And it's also a business of finding leaders, finding people that want to run. I think the products are for everyone. The business is not. And even some of the people who sign up in the business, it's not really for them. They're doing it, people do it casually. Some people do it seriously. And it's a lot more fun to work with serious people because they're running up the hill with you. I've tried dragging people up the hill with me, and it's hard work. Anyway, over the years, by God's grace, I've built some large organizations. And I've worked with some of my best friends in the world are leaders that emerged in those various networking companies I've worked with. One of them was Harris Williams. I met him over 30 years ago. We worked together. He was in my upline in the first company. He was in my downline in the second company, and we kind of, but we've worked together over the years. And something I realized, if I look back at the most successful leaders in my organizations, the folks that helped me push me to the top of the compensation plan and build a large organization, more times than not, they weren't personally sponsored by me. They were sponsored by somebody I sponsored or somebody they sponsored who sponsored somebody. So I wanted to kind of point that out because you're looking for leaders, but they're not always personally sponsored by you. And I know we're talking about the 3-3-3, and for some people it's going to be the 2-2-2, some people the 1-1-1, but the key is consistency. If you can't talk to at least one person a day, you're really not into business, okay? It's a hobby, and it's a good hobby, but it can be a serious business if you treat it like a business. We like to say, treat it like a hobby, it'll cost you money. Treat it like a business, it'll make you money. So if you treat it like a business, if you're talking to a new person every day, that new person might not be someone you personally sponsored, might be someone that someone you sponsored knows. And so what we talked about yesterday on the director's call is the importance of working with the leading edge of your organization, keeping an eye on who's coming in, because, Gregory might sponsor Kira, who sponsors Linda, who, goes and sponsors Ann Moreau. But maybe, Kara's casual part-time and Patricia's casual part-time, or they're brand new, they just signed up. And, and Ann's ready to go, but she doesn't know where or how to go. And that's where you, as an experienced, qualified leader, might move down, stretch down, and welcome that new person to your organization and find out, wow, this is a serious, on a 1 to 10 scale, she's an 8 on the way to 10. And you develop a personal working relationship with that person who might be on your second or third or fourth level. That's the beauty of a binary and the beauty of network marketing. Doesn't matter where they are in your organization, it still counts 100% for you. So you want to find and work with the willing. And the other benefit is if you find somebody down on your third or fourth level, it's really serious. You want to develop a working relationship with you and they really get going. What do you think it does to the people between you and them? All of a sudden you can say, hey, Kara, by the way, Ann joined your business and she's really going for it. Hey, Patricia, guess what? That gal Ann you introduced me to, I'm working with her and she's just moved. She just went manager. She's on the way to director. And there's an old adage I learned a long time ago, the fear of loss is greater than the desire for gain. And when something's happened down below and you're missing out, when you're leaving money on the table, it's a motivating factor. Now, we are in the sharing and caring business, and the primary driving force of most people in LifeWave is to make a difference in people's lives. But it's okay to make difference in your own life and your own finances on the way. So I just wanted to point out that in my 34 years of networking experience, most of the key leaders I've worked with came in on my second, third, or fourth level. They weren't personally sponsored by me, but I developed a personal working relationship with them that's lasted through the decades. And so I wanted to point that out because, I'll just use Harris Williams and Connie for an example. And I want to emphasize the phrase, it's not who you know, it's who they know. Because Robin and I didn't know Connie Lucas, okay? But we knew Harris Williams quite well. And when we got involved, we started dripping on him. And it took quite a while before he finally says, this is pretty good. He had to meet David. He did more due diligence than probably most of the rest of us put together, okay?
He went to San Diego. He had
Yeah.
David at his home.
He really, because for him, he was a master distributor in another network marketing company, and that company was on the way out. They were getting ready to switch over from network marketing to e-commerce. He knew he needed to find something else to do, and he's looking at everything that's out there, and he chose LifeWave. And that was a blessing to us. And the most valuable thing he did is he introduced us to Connie Lucas. So you could say Harris used Connie as a guinea pig, and Connie used Barry as a guinea pig. And Barry got such great results with the product that Connie says, well, I better start using this. Before we knew it, Connie was fully engaged part-time because she owns a business, a small business, a salon in Scottsdale, Arizona. So she could only work the business part-time, but that her part-time turned into a full-time income. And you've probably all heard her story, how her plan B turned to her plan A when the pandemic hit and they had to shut down. Her and her husband had to shut both of their businesses down, and LifeWave was the only thing they could do. And thank God for it. So, I think the point is you never know who somebody knows. You need to keep an eye on that. You need to be watching in your back office. And one of these days, Robin's going to do a training on how to watch in your back office. I don't think we're going to do that today because I don't
do a quick.
No, because I think we showed too much information there.
What if I pick someone else?
I
want people to see.
Okay,
So,
go ahead and so I'll let Robin talk for a minute.
Yeah. So
Her turn.
What Gregory said is so true, because some of our greatest leaders were not people we sponsored, and we have some great people that we did sponsor. But how do you find those people? How do you know who's doing something? And so I'm going to bring up our son's back office, because we can show his. And when you open your back office, there's something really interesting to notice. The first thing I like to look at.
Hold on a second.
Okay. So your team's recent activity. Now, there's not a lot of activity from our son, but you will notice under this tab right here that, so, Michael Jacobs sponsored someone, Michael Jacobs sponsored someone, Michael, it's like, you'll see a pattern. You'll see, okay, Jada sponsored someone, Carol Lee sponsored someone, and you'll get to see the people. I think it's 3 levels down where the activity is in your organization,
Mhm.
and to reach out and give a welcome. So Rachel's new, and we did congratulate her. She has joined, but there is another way to find out who else is doing something in your organization, aside from the recent activity. So if you look at your organization, and a lot of people, I'm the one who likes to invite everyone to be a happy clicker. Open up everything in your back office, everything. Because there's so much there that people don't have a clue about. I'm just a curious person, so I did open up everything. And that's why I learned a bunch. But down under organization, under reps, so a lot of really valuable information here. You can see, who you personally sponsored. We also have their other one, sponsorship down, like who's inactive, who's who non-canceled downline with no orders in the past 30 days. It's like, oh, okay, those are people you might want to reach out to because you don't want them to lose their volume. But what we're going to look at is your sponsorship downline. These are people that you sponsored and people that they sponsored. Those are people in your business. You may be privileged and lucky enough to get spillover and have other volume come in from your upline, and that's wonderful, but those aren't your people to take care of. You have your own people and they're in your sponsorship downline. But then you have, I want to find, let me see, I don't have my glasses on. Non-cancel, let's see. Okay, non-canceled downline with 1 or more enrollments in the past 30 days. This is where you're going to get a report that shows you who in your downline is doing something. So you click on that and a report will come up. And these are the people that have sponsored at least one person in the last 30 days.
Mhm.
So I say when I'm working with people, where's the juice?
Mhm.
It's
Work
not-
with the willing.
Work with the willing, but who is most excited? And it's taking a little while, so I'll just keep talking in your downline. So you can see there's a whole bunch of people. You can actually sort by clicking on the arrow. Well, no, I don't want to click on there. Just click on the box and it's going to give a sort. And you can find out who's doing something, and it should sort. It's thinking right now. But the people that are most excited a lot of times are the newest people. And those are the people that, they remember back when you were brand new, how many people you sponsored like right away. And so you want to reach out to them and congratulate them saying, wow, now take a look here. Carol Lee has 5 new people in the last month. This person, we don't know who they are, has 4. This person has 3. This person has 3. So there's a lot of action going on in the organization. And this is where you can find who's actually enrolling people. This includes customers and brand partners. And you can find out, again, you want to work with the people that are in your line of sponsorship. And if you don't recognize these people, then there's a way to drill down and find out if they are in your organization. So I'm going to stop the share and realize that that is a report that I learned of not too long ago from Dr. Joan and Dr. Nicholas, who are our sponsors, because I was wondering about that. And it's a really good to know thing. And we invite everyone to really learn about who is in your organization and who's most excited by where the recent activity is and who's enrolling people in the last 30 days. Back to you, honey.
Yeah, so we had kind of a juicy discussion about this on our director's call yesterday. So I don't know if there's anyone on that call that wants to share some insight, and Anne, thanks for letting me pick on you a little bit. But if anyone would like to, add some fuel to the fire on this whole concept of looking for leaders and tap rooting, and that's kind of the industry term for drilling down throughout your own organization and looking for those leaders in depth. Go ahead, Sunshower.
Good morning. Is my audio okay?
Yeah, fine. Thank you.
Oh, good. Started out and couldn't even see me, much less hear me. Okay. Yesterday's call was very juicy. I really enjoyed it. And I'm on to the taprooting thing. And thank goodness, because been working hard and meeting new people, I have a lot of people in my pipeline. And I do believe that that has something to do with all of a sudden the team seems to be growing.
All of a sudden, oh my goodness.
Who'd have thunk it? And so, yeah, I won't name any names, but it's already working. People are actually doing things without me having to initiate. And those are the people I'm going to be reaching out to. And I really thank you, Robin, for showing us our back office part there so that we can, reach out. We can actually get phone numbers and emails and stuff. So it's cool. Thank you.
You're welcome. Great. Okay, who's next? Anyone who was on the director's call or anyone have any comments or questions about this topic? Because
I don't want that.
it's really fun when you start like,
I'll take this.
Ravel, you've got your hand up.
I'll
Okay.
come and get some sweetener.
Hi, good morning. And it's one thing to know a tool, which I had received Dr. Nichols and Dr. Jones' email, but thanks to the director's call yesterday, wow, that's really worth becoming a director, being part of that mastermind. Thanks to that meeting, I actually picked up the phone and called an individual who had sponsored 4 in the last month. And I didn't have to call new manager Susan D. Swayze because she's so self-motivated. She was at 5 in the last month a few days ago because it rolls. So, but it's just such a useful tool and to actually take action on the tool, not just observe it. So thanks to that director's meeting.
Oh, thank you, Ravel. Thank you. Thank you. Heidi.
Good morning. I'm not a director, but I have an amazing Taproot story. I had been inspired by listening to Connie share her story with Harris in the Tuesday night call. And I literally taprooted my InTouch. And I really am excited that I went back and looked at my video that I had emailed to my most recent preferred customer. I had literally sent an email on November 11th that went to the misspelled name of her email. And literally like 20 minutes later, she's like, well, yeah, I never got that video, but you already told me what to do and I did it. And then like the next week I sent her a text and then I literally enrolled her last night knowing that she didn't even get the first X39 video, but because I had done everything else correctly, it was fine. But I literally taprooted my InTouch.
You go, girl.
That's awesome.
Congratulations. And let's connect. Okay, we're due. Okay, great. Okay.
Sunshauer, you want something else to share?
Oh, not about the director's call, but I do want to introduce my newest brand partner. She's with us this morning. Her name is Autumn. If you can unmute Autumn, I'd love to have you say something, whatever you want to us.
She's unmuted
Hi, Autumn.
still. Welcome, Autumn, to our Live Younger community and to LifeWave. She can't get
hear you
unmuted.
yet.
She's trying to unmute, but darn, we
Should-
hate when that happens.
Should be the bottom left corner, I think,
And most of us.
for most of us.
Well, when you get it unmuted, pop in, Autumn, okay? Keep trying because we'd love to hear your voice and welcome to our community. And this is our business training every Thursday morning. So who else has a question or a comment on what we've been talking about today? No questions or comments?
None yet.
Not yet. Okay. You can unmute your line and speak up. I think Gregory was asking Anne to say something.
Well, I was just kind of nudging. I wasn't.
She was nudging.
Okay, but I'm not putting my camera on. Yes, I really enjoyed yesterday. I think that the conversation that we had yesterday was so important because I mean, when you're newly beginning, of course, sometimes this conversation is not going to apply to you, but certainly over time, as you continue to build, you're going to find these tools simply amazing. And Connie's a master at going down and really looking at her her whole community, and she's always, talking to us about, okay, let's look to see, where they place people. Let's look to see, what they're doing. Let's look to see, what they need help with. And so we're always kind of communicating with the team. And I
Mm.
think that's the important part. I think that's what Sunshower Rose was saying as well, as she's gone down and communicated with her group, she's found those people that really, really want to move forward. And if they know that you're there for them to support them, it makes a huge difference. And they're going to move. They're going to move forward because they know they have your support. They know they're not doing it alone. You're not letting them, do the whole thing. And when you're looking down and you see somebody moving forward, they may like to have that added, benefit of, growing and knowing that there are other things that they could do to even make their business, larger and grow faster. So I think taprooting is just key to really, moving up to the next level for you and for that team member to move up the next level. One of the things that Connie does very well is she often will bring someone who is, say, not really moving forward, but they have money sitting there in the account and they haven't really done a whole lot, bringing them on their own website and showing them the money that's sitting there. It really motivates people. They kind of go, oh, well, how do I unlock that money? How can I get that money? And once you can teach them and walk them through what they need to do, they now have a clear goal about how to get there to unlock that money. I find that is key to having people kind of say, oh, this is what I need to do. And then we're there for them to support them. It's really powerful. And I can't tell you how many times people have kind of looked at that money and gone, okay, this is what I'm going to do next.
Oh,
And I
thank
love
you.
what you said too, Gregory, because there is one of our distributors who was not really doing a whole lot, but she brought in somebody who was really excited and she started going. And so, that distributor went, okay, well, I guess I should get moving too if she's gonna outdo me, right? So it really is about that whole team effort and everything everyone is doing for one another.
Well, thank you, because a lot of people don't realize they have money sitting there and all they need is one more active person. I actually picked out someone in my team based on what Connie said. I went, okay, let me look. And I had someone that had $600 waiting and they just enrolled someone and it released that money. So it's very exciting because it's not hard. It's not hard. Thank you for that. And I think Martha Jo, you've got your hand up.
Judy Bryson. what's
Hi,
that?
thank you. Yes. I just got an answer back in the chat. Carolee said, get back to the person who invited you. But my question was, I want to find somebody I'm new and I have questions. And my sponsor, I love her dearly. She is a full-time school teacher and works on the weekends. And so and we're in different time zones. So I haven't been able to, just a lot of reasons. It's not her personally. I just want to have somebody that might be able to be interested in helping me move forward.
Well, you're the perfect person.
I
This is
am. I'm
exactly what
here.
we're
I'm
talking
here.
about.
Where
So
are
what we want to do is we want to find out who her sponsor was and who her sponsor is, because there's nothing better than getting a call from someone you don't know that says, I want to do something and I want some support. And that is like so exciting for an upline. So why don't you put your last name in the chat for me, Martha Jo, and I'll do a little digging to find out who your upline is, okay?
Okay, it's under my son's name, Ahmad, but I'll put it in there. And my upline is Siri Smith from Florida.
Okay, so why don't you write those in the chat for me and I'll do some digging and
Thank
we'll
you.
give you, because your sponsor will know their sponsor, but there's probably a few other people. We want to find out, who else is part of your team that would love to work with you. Love. Okay?
Okay.
Great. Great.
Thank you.
Okay, Autumn, were you able to unmute? I
Can you
can't-
hear me?
There you go.
Yay.
Welcome,
Oh
my
my
dear.
goodness. Multitasking over here. I'm working on a paper and hopping on here. I just want to introduce myself. I've known Sunshower for about 18 years. Such a wonderful relationship. Absolutely love and adore her so much. And then just to you, Greg and Robin, and then I'm not sure if Judy's on. This last week, there was a mishap and you guys were able to help me get reinstated. So
Oh,
I'm
right.
Autumn.
Right, okay.
And,
I was so glad
it
to
was
get
a-
that message yesterday.
Yeah, no, thank you so. It was so wonderful. I think the biggest thing for me was I'm busy, as we all are, but I work full time. I'm in school full time. I work in healthcare, and so this happened, and I was just like, oh, I kind of put it off, and then I told Sunshine what happened, and it was just like bam, bam, bam. The ball just got rolling. You guys were on it, and it was so nice to know that I had this little back team over here helping me get through it while I'm over here taking care of my everyday tasks. So I
Oh.
truly appreciate it. I believe we're thinking this week my patches will be here. It'll be the first time I'm going to be working with the X39 patch, and so I'm excited. I'm really excited to see where this goes and move forward and be on this team. So thank you guys so much.
Beautiful.
Welcome, my dear. And that was a bumpy start, but may the roads be smooth from here on.
Absolutely, indeed.
Okay, and we're here
Thank
for
you guys.
Oh,
You're
so
welcome. Our pleasure.
Yeah.
Okay, who else? Does this make sense to everybody? Because, you know, that's the beauty of this business is there's juice and it could be 50 levels down, who knows? But there's nothing like a fire from below because that is catchy and everyone above it gets to benefit. And I think Jim wants to share something.
Good morning, everybody. It's Jim from Maine.
Good morning to
And-
my favorite sugar man.
Yeah, we'll be making sugar here pretty quick. So I just, the last 2 weeks ago was an incredible week for me. I signed up 3 distributors, one right after another. It was absolutely amazing. So I have one lady, I think she is on today. Her name is Tammy DeBell, and she's from Florida. She lives in the Villages, and she's on fire. These 3, when David had his visit in Sarasota, Ann stayed there for an extra few days and did a couple of conferences with some ladies. Now, these 3 ladies were 3 hours away, and they drove to see Ann and stayed for the whole day for both conferences.
Nice.
So, and their commitment was really all about LifeWave and helping others. So I've been busy. I'm a new director. And I've kind of been in the business for a while, but you know, when you become a director, you really have to step up your game to help your people. And so I've been doing that, and I have some fabulous leaders in front of me. My sister-in-law, Ann Morrow, Connie, and Robin and Gregory. They're there all the time for us. It's just absolutely amazing. So Tammy is she's 3 levels down, and I'm in contact with her almost every day. And yesterday she had me on 3 3-aways, one right after another, which
Wow.
was, for me, I mean, I was pinching myself, you know, that doesn't happen. I actually,
You got,
Uh-oh, we lost you, Jim. Where'd you go? Darn.
oh,
Well, there you are.
so my
lost it for a
internet,
minute. Mhm.
my internet is, a certain time of the day is tough. up here.
Yeah.
But tap rooting, I have a lot of people that are 2 or 3 down. And when I go to my back office, I look daily to see who has signed up somebody. And I message them, every day, congratulations. You're
Nice.
doing, you're doing the right thing. See how many people you're helping out, and just give them that little extra pat on the back every day. It does make a difference to hear that from, somebody in your upline. That's all I just wanted to share.
Celebrating and recognizing people is so valuable. It's the old adage of catch people doing things right, whether it's your kids or your dog or your friends or, family. It's, recognizing the right behavior and celebrating it reinforces it. So good said.
And I want to share my favorite Covey quote that many of you have heard many times, but some of you are new. The deepest need of the human soul is to be appreciated, acknowledged, affirmed, and understood. That little message that you're doing, Jim, means way more than you can even imagine. And just, for each and every one of us to look at the activity and just send a message, say, congratulations on your new brand partner, your new customer. You're doing it. You're getting close. You only have one more silver to get to manager, whatever. People are surprised that other people are watching. And it's such a gift. So thank you so much for sharing that, Jim. And you're stepping into your leadership, my friend. I love it. I love it. This is a business where we grow people. That's what we do. And you may have never done anything like this before. And it's a safe place. Gregory and I like to call it a greenhouse. It's a safe place for you to grow into your potential. We have all the resources and tools. It is a team sport. If you try to do it alone, it'll take a lot longer. It won't be nearly as fun, and you will not have the success. But when you use the team, amazing things are possible, and it's endless. Any other final comments from anyone about anything?
We are at the bottom of the hour. We'll take one or two final comments, and then we'll kind of call it a wrap and let everybody get about their day.
And I will write that.
Yeah,
quote.
David, you go ahead. You got your hand up.
Yeah.
Shout it.
I just want to say thank you for your comment about it taking you 3 years to really go places, because I'm back into it. It's just been a couple months. I've been re-engaged into this business and the community, and I want instant success.
We all do.
for reminding us that it takes the time. It's not an overnight process. Unless you've already been in the business for 20 years and already have a big team, then it's overnight. But not many people have that. So thank you.
Thank you for that so much. And in this business, in the early stages, you work way harder than the money you make. And that's the nature of the beast. But later on, everything flips and you can actually relax more, and you have developed a residual income, and you can work less and have even greater money. But it takes time to get that engine going. And so just stay with it. And Gregory's 3-year story is real. Yeah, and I did write the quote in the chat for people. You can pick it up if you want. Any other final comments from anyone? Well, guess what we're all going to do today? Go look in our back offices and reach out to people. So we invite you to do that. Acknowledge them, take a minute, send them a message, and congratulate them, and then who knows what's going to build that fire from below.
Okay, if you'd like to unmute and say your farewell, have a blessed day, and so glad to be here with you today.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
you,
everybody.
Go, Heidi.
Good stuff. Thank you.
Thank you.
Great call. Thank you.
Appreciate you guys so much.
So much.
Lots of calls.
Remember,
Welcome,
wherever you
welcome,
go, there you are.
Autumn.
See you, bye.
Thank you.
Information.
Thank you, Gregory. Thank you, Robin. Love you all.
Thank
Love
you.
you.
Happy Valentine weekend. Woo, woo.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Thank
Love you
Thank
all.
you, everyone.
Thank you.
you.